The life cycle of an industrially farmed rabbit is very brief. Newborn rabbits are supplied by many of the same breeders as those of the pet trade. Although companion rabbits are capable of living 10 to 15 years, the vast majority of meat rabbits are killed at 3 months of age. Rabbits are physically capable of becoming pregnant at about 4 months. Do not to allow small to medium breeds to mate until 6 months of age, and large to giant breeds until 8 months of age. Gestation period is 28 to 35 days. The doe's estrus cycle is very short, varying between 3 and 12 days. The doe will nest on the 28th day before it will give birth. This is to warm its babies. A doe can have 1 to 14 babies in a litter. When they are born, kits are hairless, blind and deaf. They are entirely reliant on their mother's care. On average, a doe will feed her kits only twice a day. It is mandatory for 2 weeks. On the 5th or 6th day, kits first start to grow. They open their eyes around 10 days old. Between 3 and 5 weeks, rabbits start nibbling at solid food and are ready to leave the nest. Between 6 and 8 weeks, kits become totally independent of their mother. Rabbits prefer temperatures of about 15 degrees Celsius to 18 degrees Celsius, but they are comfortable in lower temperatures as long as they are appropriately housed. An outdoor rabbit hutch must be waterproof and should have a solid roof, with a slight overhang to keep rain and snow out of the hutch. Rabbits should have a daily diet of mostly hay, a smaller amount of fresh vegetables, and a limited number of pellets. Hay is the most important part of a rabbit's daily intake. Unlimited, high-quality grass hay, such as timothy, orchard or brome, should make up the bulk of a rabbit's diet. 80% of an adult rabbit's diet should be grass hay, 10% veggies, 5% healthy treats and 5% healthy pellets. Rabbit manure has 4 times more nutrients than cow or horse manure and is twice as rich as chicken manure. Cow, horse and chicken manure are considered hot and need to be composted to use as fertilizers. Rabbit manure is packed with nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, minerals and micronutrients. Fresh rabbit manure is approximately 2% nitrogen, 1% phosphorus and 1% potassium. Use it fresh, straight from under the hutch. It does not burn plants. Use the pellets to top dress your lawn, mulch roses, vegetables, flower beds and ornamental plantings. Or supercharge your compost pile and create an earthworm heaven. As a general rule, clean rabbit's hutch or cage thoroughly at least once a week. However, rabbit's cage might need deep cleaning more often, depending on the size of the cage and how well rabbit is litter trained. Young rabbits should be ready to slaughter at 8 to 12 weeks and 3 to 4 pounds for fry weight, 2 to 2.5 pounds dressed weight. Roasters are 10 weeks to 6 months old, between 5.5 and 8 pounds live, and will dress out to about 3 to 4 pounds. The importance of feeding was highlighted in Italy, Poland, Hungary and Mexico. High values were received for housing conditions in Italy, Poland, Hungary and Mexico. The level of processing was the most important in China and Brazil, while the slaughtering method was considered the most important in Brazil and Mexico. Breed received the lowest score in almost all countries. The preference of fresh meat was the highest, above 50%, in Spain, France and Mexico, and that of frozen in Brazil and Mexico, about 20%. The highest preference for a whole carcass, above 50%, was given by the respondents in France and Mexico. Thigh was mostly preferred in France, whereas consumers preferred loin in Mexico. Roasted, smoked and semi-finished forms were mostly favored in Mexico. It can be concluded that the preference of respondents depended on the country. Preferences were different among the Mediterranean countries, and also Latin American countries. Although rabbit meat offers excellent nutritive and dietetic properties, its consumption accounts for less than 3% of all meats consumed in the European Union. It is healthy due to its high contents of polyunsaturated fatty acids, proteins, and essential amino acids, moderately high energy values, low fat, and low cholesterol levels, important source of B vitamins, mainly B12 vitamin. It has low sodium content, but it is rich in phosphorus and its selenium level depends on the supplementation. Compared to the amount of meats produced from different farm animals, rabbit meat plays a minor role. In China, the production and consumption are increasing. The proportion of China to the world production is about 60%. Although France, Italy and Spain have a long tradition in rabbit meat production and consumption, a decreasing trend can be detected in these Mediterranean countries. According to Food and Agriculture Organization Corporate Statistical Database, the rabbit meat production increased from 370,000 to 865,477 tons per year in China, plus 134%. From 4,160 to 4,483 tons per year in Mexico, plus 8%, from 42,174 to 43,109 tons per year in Italy, plus 2%. However, according to Trocchino et al., it decreased to 29,000 tons in 2017, and decreased from 3,300 to 3,000 tons per year in Poland, minus 17%. From 73,367 to 43,886 tons per year in France, minus 33%, from 2,100 to 1,194 tons per year in Brazil, minus 43%. From 103,596 to 55,824 tons per year in Spain, minus 46%, and from 14,000 to 5,641 tons per year in Hungary, minus 60% between 2000 and 2018. The change in production shows the tendency of consumption. However, when the factors influencing rabbit meat consumption are examined, the yearly rabbit meat consumption per capita is more informative than the country's production, export and import. The global yearly rabbit meat consumption per capita represents only a small part, 0.19 kilograms, of total meat consumption. It is 0.51 kilograms in the European Union, 1.09 kilograms in Spain, 0.91 kilograms in Italy, 0.75 kilograms in France, 0.1 kilograms in Hungary, 0.3 kilograms in China, 0.2 kilograms in Mexico and 0.08 kilograms in Brazil. There has been an increasing interest in animal housing and the associated welfare standards in several countries. Welfare is a key point in the consumer's preferences and meat choices. This attitude is even more relevant for the rabbit as it is also a pet animal. However, the direct relationship between the consumer and animal production is very weak, their knowledge about it is limited.